Let's look alive. Look alive.
How we doing tonight?
We doing all right. Welcome to our "We Ain't Talking About Shit" podcast. I mean, that's what people say. We don't be talking about shit. So
I
shit.
collected a lot of insults over this past week about myself, the podcast. I don't know about you, but I
Fuck
have. Really?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, people always got a lot to say about the shit that they don't have no input in building. So
I think the most insulting thing I was told this week was, oh, it's between two things. I was told that I am talentless, and then I was told that I was a woolly mammoth. And I was like,
number one, how would they know you're talentless if they're not stalking you? Good question.
good
What the fuck
question.
is a woolly mammoth?
So, and my thing was, it's a prehistoric big ass elephant with lots of hair. My thing is, am I a hairy person? Yes, I am. How would they know this? Number two, are you calling me a woolly mammoth? Am I fat? I mean, by society's definition, not so much anymore. By my body dysmorphia, yeah, a little bit. So,
I
are they
mean,
trying to say that I walk heavy? What are they trying to say about me?
I don't know. I mean, I got called the big back.
What is that? What is that? Where did that come from?
I don't know where it came from, but I think it refers to like people who eat a lot.
But literally, how they know if your back was big unless they were stalking you?
Let me tell you something. When you are doing a little thumb war with a person,
Thumb thugging, I like to say.
thumb thugging, and the only thing they can do is start hurling insults because they're not intelligent enough to keep on with the conversation, that's how you know you got them. And I'm the type of person, when you start saying insults, I know I got you. So now I'm about to drive the piss out of you because nothing you can say to me can hurt my feelings.
Bingo bongo. Also, I got told like by a real life person that I know, um, that they heard my little episode.
Ooh,
Anytime somebody puts little in front of something, it's like, I saw your little show. I saw your little episode.
sound like that person is upset.
For why, I don't
You
know.
know, if they feel like they could do better, I got an idea for them. Crazy. I don't know where this shit come from in my head. Why don't you start your own fucking podcast?
And see if it's a success. It might be because we only have like three listeners. So
Matter of fact, you can name it My Little Podcast
my little pack,
or
like my
My
little
Little
pony.
Podcast.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, why try to downplay somebody else's if you feel like you can do it better? Go do one yourself.
I
Nobody's
don't know.
stopping you. You have
You know,
a you have a
at,
computer. You have internet, a
at
voice.
this point, I'm convinced that only me, you, and one random person that we don't know watches this. And I even have to make you watch it. So, like, after I get through posting it, because you won't go back and listen to them and critique them with me. So,
Because I don't like my voice. Okay, that's why I
okay,
don't listen to it.
let's get that out of the way. This is like episode 472,000. Like,
And I still ain't got paid yet.
and you won't. I'm just trying to tell you, you won't. You won't be paid in money. You'll be paid in love and friendship, but not never money.
I'm gonna call the labor laws on your ass.
Please do, because you know what? Then maybe I could be recognized as a legitimate. Clearly, I have no talent. We only have three listeners. Anyway, all right. So that was my worst insults of the week, which means I guess if people are insulting us, we might be doing something right, maybe. Nah, probably not. Whatever. I don't
I
care.
mean, for you to notice and to come back and say Lil, in the black community, that's a little shady. It's always been, oh, I saw you start your little business. Oh, I saw you got your little car. Oh, I saw you got your little job. Yeah, that's kind of it's a little bit shady.
A little
But
bit.
also, but also, for you to be shady, it must bother you. Ooh.
God forbid I bother anybody with anything. Again, we only have three listeners. So,
I
and
wouldn't give a fuck.
our subscribers do not equal our listeners
I,
because
I wouldn't give a fuck who I bother.
Somebody's feisty tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Feisty. Irregardless, like you like.
Irregardless of the fact.
What are we talking about? Since we ain't talking about shit, what are we talking about tonight?
So let's do something a little bit different.
Okay.
You ask me a question that you would like to ask a man, and I'll ask you a question that I would like to ask a woman. Now, I know you can't answer for all women, just like I can't answer for all men, but we can give our general, whatever big word you want to use.
I would say this would be my disclaimer. I can answer for women that are like me, slightly unhinged, a little educated, little childhood trauma, little trauma with some past relationships. I can answer for women who have been through the things that I've been through. Okay, so when I say we, that's who I mean. Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get into it and get our hypothesis.
Ask away, because I wasn't. Listen, I'm telling people I wasn't prepped for this. I had no idea what you were going to talk about. So let's
Cool.
do this. Okay.
So, women say they want a leader, right?
Yes.
So why is it that when some women get a man that's a leader, they let their friends convince them that he is controlling?
Mm.
Some, not all.
Some, not all. If this doesn't apply to you,
Look, this is my thing. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Let it fly. Also, if you drive an Altima, let it fly.
Hey,
okay?
Look, leave the people with the Altimas alone. Because we're gonna have to start getting on the Honda people.
I bet you I don't know why, because I drive a Subaru, so I don't know why.
I thought it was an Outlander, a Mitsubishi.
Listen, hey, guess what? so perhaps I can say this. For one, if you are the type of woman who is easily influenced by your friends, I would say that you're not mature enough to handle a man that's a leader. Mm-hmm. I would say that in order for you to desire a leader, you have to know what a leader looks like. Not what a leader looks like to you, but what a leader looks like overall. If you think about someone who leads a company or a church or who leads their family, like they have certain qualities in common. So if you're easily swayed by your friends who are probably single, I would say that you're not ready for leadership then, because being able to follow your man means that you are also taking good and wise counsel from wise women, right? Also, let me put this out here. So I don't follow boyfriends. I follow husbands. That's the difference.
That's
in this, so we talking about straight husbands. I am not encouraging any woman to blindly follow a man anywhere unless you carry his last name. Speaking of last names, listen, let me tell you something real quick because my battery's going dead. Let me tell you something real quick.
Oh, hell no.
What? I gotta go get the cord, but let me tell you this real quick. Women who hyphenate their last names, I got a problem with you. Ooh. I got a real problem with you. And we're gonna examine why after I get my cord.
And see, y'all, just the foolishness that I be talking about. She get on me about my batteries and my smoke detector. Granted, smoke detector is a little bit more dangerous not to have. But she's been knowing all day that we were going to shoot a podcast tonight. And not even...
Beg your finest pardon?
Hey, buddy.
Go ahead, carry on. So in the morning when I'm editing this, go ahead and carry on.
Not even 6 minutes, 5 minutes into our podcast, she has to break away to go get a charger. Yeah, I think I'm about to become a free agent in this podcast world. So
I'm a flawed woman. What can I say?
Hey, let me tell you this. If anybody out there got a podcast deal for me, I got a podcast called Closet Conversation.
I'm gonna sue you for copyright infringement.
Do it.
Okay. Also, you ain't never leaving me.
Excuse me?
You ain't never leaving me.
I beg your pardon?
You heard what I said.
Come again and say what?
If you can hug, you can hear.
Come again and say
So
what?
let's discuss the women who hyphenate their last name real quick, right? So why you want this man to marry you, but you don't want to take his whole last name? What your daddy do? 'Cause let me tell you something. When I got married, when I got married to my first husband, yeah, I had a first husband and I have a second one too, and I'll probably have a third. So when I got married to my first husband, my daddy told me, he was like, and you bet not try and hyphenate your last name. I was like, no, 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 no. Y'all raised me better than that. I would never do that. Funnily enough, though, my dad married a woman that wanted to hyphenate her last name, and they had at first start off as like a little banter back and forth. She's like, "I'm not hyphenate my last name because I respect my daddy." She was a very grown woman at this point, and he was like, finally one day after like 6 months of this, he's like, "Listen, if you hyphenate your last name, I'm not gonna marry you." Period. And he meant that shit with his whole little chest. I don't believe in that. If I'm marrying you, I'm marrying you. This is the point, is to create a whole other family and legacy and whatever else. And that's part of following good leadership. All right. It starts with the little things, ladies. Just like that. Why are you hyphenating your last name? You're supposed to go out. A man leaves his mother and father to cleave. And see, here's my issue. This is where we all get started. This is where I get started. So this is where I stand. I stand on biblical principles. So this is where all of my shit's coming from. Okay. All of it's coming from a religious place. So if you don't like it, you can piss off. But that's where it's coming from. So this is where all my views are trickling down from. Okay, but go ahead. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox now. Thanks for letting me rant. You're so good at that. I mean, you be looking at me crazy, but thank you so much for listening. I appreciate
We're
that.
gonna always look at you crazy.
And that's fine. But you know what? Women love men who listen. But continue.
What you just said?
I'm gonna call the police on you. All right. That was good. Did I answer your question?
To be honest with you, I forgot what the question was because
I did too. So let's move on.
why do some women let their friends,
Oh,
yeah, convince them that their husband is controlling instead of a leader?
So if he's your husband and not your boyfriend, and if you're still talking to these women, I would say that you are doing yourself and your marriage a grave disservice. And that good girlfriends do not get in the way of your marriage. Period. And I've been very, very lucky to have had friends that have never given me bad counsel when it came to my marriages. Is what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
back to that.
Okay. Cheers. What are you having tonight?
Remy,
Oh,
a very special friend, brought me a bottle of Remy.
really?
Yeah, I think she wanted.
Do tell.
I think she bought me a bottle of Remy to get me intoxicated and touch me where I pee at.
But the thing is, though, if she's not there to touch you when you're drinking it, then I mean,
How do you know she's not here?
oh, is she? We'll have to have her on the podcast one day.
Hell no.
Oh, why not?
I'm not introducing her. I'm not introducing her to the world.
Why? Are you ashamed of her?
A little bit, just a smidget.
She's
She
ugly.
used to be a stripper.
Was she
She's
paying
not
her way
ugly.
through school?
Huh?
Was she paying her way through school?
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna
What's her degree in?
go. Sociology.
Oh yeah. She's about
Yeah,
the people then.
yeah, she's about the people.
That's interesting.
I should have, I should have lied and said general studies.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Yeah, but I'm not letting cinnamon get on here.
Miss Cinnamon. Wait, is that her stage name? Is that her real name?
I cannot divulge that information.
But if she's gonna be your wife one day, I mean, you should probably let the world know.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Mm-mm. Don't you
Bars.
do cinnamon like that,
Mm,
okay?
the way she do me. Oh,
Okay, and enough. And enough. Okay, so
so come on, Cinnamon. Come on, Shayla, ask you a question.
oh, you're such a bullshitter. Anyway, all right, let's see. A question for the men's. You know what? After years of therapy, I don't have too many more questions. I will say this though. I will say this. Why do some Black men despise therapy?
Despise therapy?
Despise therapy, feel like they don't need it, feel like it's unnecessary. Because I will say this, I had a conversation with somebody the other day. I was being mean. And I was like, you know what? You feel some type of way about people that go to therapy or whatever, yada, whatever I was saying, I don't know. And I was like, but you crazy. You crazy as Betsy Bug yourself, and you need therapy, right?
What's the Betsy Bug?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll Google it. So I'm like, you need therapy. Why wouldn't you go? You know? Why is it? I know why it's taboo in the Black community, but I want to know why Black men, especially evolved, or no, especially Black men of our age group. Let's say our age group is 35 to 50. So our age group,
Now
why are
you
they
know.
afraid to go?
Now you know you need to up that age a little bit for you. I mean, you need to go to at least 57.
Okay. The next time that I see you, I'm going to bust your window out of your car.
All right, Jasmine Sullivan.
I'm going to do it better than she ever could, though.
What's the windows?
Out your car. Only the important ones. All your rear view mirrors, and then like the front. The back one, I'm going to leave intact.
Let me let you know the secret. You got to go for the most expensive window. What you think?
I mean, I feel like your rear view mirrors are important, though.
You don't need a rear view mirror to drive as long as you have two side mirrors.
Okay. No, I'm going to bust all those. The
No,
two side mirrors, the rear view, and your front.
no. See, you're doing too much and exerting too much energy. The little small corner windows in the back,
Mm-hmm.
just bust those right there. That's the most expensive ones.
Yes, but it's not going to hurt your line of vision, though. So anyway, what's the answer to that
I'd
question?
rather hurt the line of
Remember,
vision or the
we have
cop.
been told that we are talentless and we don't talk about shit. So let's get back on track, sir, before they cancel us.
I was never told I was talentless. I can sing. Shoot it, woo, woo, woo. Would you be mine?
And I'm going to clap for you every time because I support you 100%, friend. 100%.
Some men believe that they don't need therapy. They don't want to discuss their problems with a stranger. And
Why? What's wrong with that?
it's a man thing. That's the best way I can explain it. It's a man, and some men will talk. You don't need to go see nobody. Go down to the barbershop. Talk to your uncles. Talk to your dad. Talk to your grandpa.
Who's just as ridiculous and backwards and retarded as you.
Hey, telling you how some men are.
Okay.
Some, not all. They don't. They think that I could talk to people who look like me and go through the same thing as me, and I could get all the knowledge that I need. But you're intaking knowledge, but you're not outputting the trauma that you're going through. So is it really helping? Because all the stuff that you have inside of you, you keeping that down, and then you adding more stuff on top of it. So you go to a therapist is not going to tell you what happened in their situation or what's going on in their life. They're going to want to know what's going on in yours. When you go talk to your homeboys or you go to the barbershop, your grandpa, your dad, your uncles, brothers, whoever, males in your family, you tell them what's going on in yours, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to break out into a story about how that happened to them and what they did.
And at the end of it, no one has a solution for anything.
No. So, man, I told you, man, my girl tripping. You know, somebody texted my phone at 11 o'clock last night. Oh, man, let me tell you about what happened with me. And now you get into a whole story. You always got one person that's comical. So the whole time he's telling the story, you know, he's telling it in a funny way. And now all of a sudden, you done forgot about all the stuff that you wanted to say because you laughing. And then you get out the barbershop. Oh, yeah, man, I feel better. You felt better because you laughing. But guess what? You never said anything about your situation. You just told them you just told them the basic, and they took over the whole story.
Yep.
And like I touched on before, we will always taught only people that are mentally challenged go talk to shrinks, so they say. That's the word they used when we were coming up. I know nobody don't use that word anymore, but and you don't need to go talk. You don't need to go tell nobody else your problems because what they gonna do about it? Just like everybody else. Just like if you ask a person how they doing, oh, I can't complain. Won't nobody listen anyway? The therapist will listen. That's what you paying them for.
I think that brown people, black people, yellow people, and red people have a problem with inviting in others to hear our problems. But the thing about it is, though, is that this is not your therapy and your therapist of the 80s and the 90s. There are black therapists out there that are phenomenal. Number one, I don't date a man who doesn't have a therapist. If I want a different result, then I have to do different things. I've dated men all my life who don't have therapists. So now I'm going to try something different. So that's a requisite of mine. That's a prereq of mine. I have to have a man who has been to therapy recently and is willing to go back to his own therapy. Because we bring a lot of baggage into relationships. And I think I think it's so important to understand that you can't bleed on people who didn't cut you. And we say shit like that a lot, but then we don't know how to fix those problems.
Now let me play devil's advocate because I was in therapy. My first, I say probably my first 3 to 4 sessions, I was just basically in there. I mean, you know, you could say that you won't date a man that doesn't have a therapist, but is that man seeing a therapist just because that's a requirement of you, or is he seeing a therapist because he's ready to unpack all the trauma that he has stored inside?
I want people to be ready to unpack because my thing is, when I started seeing my therapist, I don't think we really got down to brass tacks for like the first 3-4 months. You said 3-4 sessions. I'm saying 3-4 months. And it would be the end of the session. I would drop like some real shit. And she'd be like, oh my God, we need to see each other again this week. And I'd be like, really? Like,
but you see, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said 3-4 sessions with mine because, you know, my EAP had paid for a certain amount that was free.
right.
And I didn't want to be 15 sessions in and all right, you know, I'm open up to you. We could start talking. And then session 20, bam, my EAP, no more free, you know, no more free counseling sessions. So
Right.
I had to come to terms with that. And then I was just like,
You
know,
sound
right,
cheap, but continue.
I am cheap, very cheap. I ain't got no money.
Yes, you do. Why are you lying to these people?
Why are you lying to these people?
Why are you lying to these women and saying that you don't have any money?
You know what? We're not gonna do this. Anyway, like I was saying, I had to, if I really wanted to change my ways of thinking and my ways of doing things, I had to open up to this person, and I had to hurry up and open up to this person before my free trial run out.
Now wait a minute. So what? So ho. So you mean to tell me that you stopped seeing your therapist after your free sessions were over?
Yeah, I did. I did. And I miss Miss Sam. I really do.
Okay, I think you should call
And
her.
and another thing, I think me and you talked about this earlier. It's like, you know, a white therapist, people, black men think, well, what they know about what we go through. Then a black therapist, oh, I ain't telling them nothing because they gonna judge me. Hey, well, man, what the fuck? Like, god damn.
No, you can't think like that. And this is coming from, so, as you know, my sister is a therapist and she's a licensed therapist. I am your local unlicensed therapist. So I went to school for and everything. I just never got my licensure because I decided I didn't want to hear people's problems. However, however, um, honestly, you need someone who looks like you because someone who looks like you more often than not can relate to you, and you need them to be able to relate to you. We find safety and we are more open and apt to talk to people that look like us. And that's the crazy part about it. So talking to a white woman in her 60s does nothing for me, or a white man in his 50s does nothing for me. There's nothing that he can tell me that I'm interested in hearing. He has no idea what it's like to be me. Okay. So even if I have a black therapist that grew up totally different than I did, the world still sees her as a black woman, and she still has to work twice as hard to get shit done, just like me. So that's our basic. If that's the only two things that we have in common, that's okay. Because at least we have that, you know?
I mean, back
So
in the day, our therapist was, we go tell our homeboy we got something going on. All right, man, get in the car. Get in the car, go to the store, get a bottle, drink, ride, listen to music. You good now? Yeah, I'm good. Ain't talked about shit. Ain't talked about nothing at all. We just, listening to
which
some
which
music.
which sometimes that is therapeutic in and of itself. You're spending time with a friend, quality time with a friend. You're relaxing, you're listening to music. That is sometimes therapeutic. But sometimes you got to talk about the things. You got to do the cognitive behavioral therapy. You got to do the EMDR therapy. Sometimes you have to do other things. And to that wonderful, wonderful person that told me the other day that I didn't know what I was talking about because I wasn't licensed, rest assured, beloved, I do know what I'm talking about, even though I'm not
You sure
licensed.
that was a wonderful person?
I mean,
Credit you and shit.
for the sake of this, I will say that there was probably some miscommunication in that, but I don't forget things easily, and neither do they. So we'll be talking about this for another year. Anyway, all right.
No,
So that's
no, you won't.
oh,
No, you won't.
I won't.
No, hell no. No, you won't.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, then I won't. All right.
Cool.
Cool. I think we have time for one more question from you.
If your partner was practicing abstinence if the person you were interested in was practicing abstinence until marriage, would you pursue a relationship with that person? Or would you just, cut your losses at the beginning? Now this is until marriage, and this is not religious. We're not touching the religious because, some religions hold off on sex until marriage and they really stick by that. So we're not gonna get into that.
So what's the abstinence for then if it's not religiously based?
Some people just say that, they're not giving it up until marriage.
No, that's stupid. If it's not religiously based, then no. What are we doing here? No.
Hey, look, that's some people. And to a lot of people, even though they've had sex before, they have children, they swore off having sex until they're married. Not religious, just, oh, I'm not giving my body to nobody, men and women. I'm not giving my body to anybody until I'm married. Some people just, without the religion, some people just say, okay, I've been doing the same thing for 25, 30 years and it has got me nowhere. So now I'm going to try something really drastic.
I mean, I can understand that. And I feel like that's their prerogative. That's cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. God is still working on me. I'm gonna need to test drive the Lamborghini before I purchase it. At least like 3 times.
What if you think it's a Lamborghini and it's actually a 1998 Mitsubishi Galant? Or even worse, 97
Yeah.
Me personally, no, I'm not doing. We can wait. I respect your decision to wait a couple of months. STD testing, all that stuff. Cool. I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's get everything done. Let's build a foundation while we going through however many days that you said. But forget what everybody else say. I say I know maybe 2.5 years before I propose. Probably another 8 to 9 months before we actually have the ceremony. So that's almost 3 years of no sex.
2.5 years before you propose, and you in your 40s? Really?
Yeah. Look, what I'm supposed to start dating somebody in June and then propose in December? No, 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 no. No grasshopper.
So, but how has that worked out for you in the past, though?
What?
Dating for a long time and then getting married.
I mean, it worked out okay, but I didn't have a therapist at the time.
I was gonna say, are you still married though?
I didn't have a therapist at the time.
All right. So I would say I definitely nah, because there's a few things we have to experience before marriage. I feel like in this day and age that's necessary. I wouldn't say that sex has to be one of them, but I've never, I've been married twice, but I never lived with the person that I was married to before I ever got married to them. And I don't feel like for me that was an issue. But also I was older when I got married, so I didn't have the same expectations that other people did. Like a lot of women get caught up on men like doing certain crazy shit, letting the toilet seat up, cap off the toothpaste, that type. I never got caught up in any of that.
No.
That wasn't me.
I need to live with you. And the reason why I need to live with you is because everybody cleans good when they know they have company coming over. Men, women, everybody clean good. My apartment looked like a tornado went through it right now. And if a woman texts me and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be there at 10:30," I guarantee you this house will be spotless.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I got my daughter, so I let her run amok, do whatever she want. But if a woman texts me and say she's coming over, all that shit gonna be cleaned up. Everything.
What if you went over to a woman's house and she did not bother to clean a damn thing before you came over?
You live nasty.
Ooh.
You live now. This is what my daughter. When my daughter is not here, I mean it's spotless because.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, but like, what if you went over to a woman's house and she had kids and the house wasn't cleaned up when you got over there because she didn't clean anything or she didn't have a chance or whatever. Like,
see, that's a different.
She lives nastily, or what?
No, that's the difference between the house being dirty and the house being filthy. The house being dirty, okay, the kids got toys all over the place and stuff. Kids, everybody who has kids knows that when a child sees you cleaning up, that means they got to go pull more stuff out because you don't have enough work to do. Now, if I come to your house, you know, you're a single mom, I come to your house, the kitchen filthy, dishes all in the sink, look like the cabinets, the stove ain't nothing been wiped down in 4 or 5 days, then yeah, nah, that's a no for me.
Mm.
Because everybody, I mean, I'm thinking I may be wrong, but every black household I know, one thing you do before you go to bed is you make sure that kitchen clean. That's the that's the one thing right there. Yeah, they might have my baby toys. You might step on Paw Patrol, Spider Man, Barbie, all that stuff right there. But I guarantee you, if you go in my kitchen, you won't think twice about fixing something to eat or getting you something to drink because my kitchen is going to be clean when I go to bed.
Well, I'm glad you don't judge me about my house because you know my house is trash.
I ain't never been to your house to judge you.
That's true. You ain't have you.
And you're in the closet. Closet conversations.
I am in the closet.
You know what? That's why you need to stick to that wine, that cognac talking to you.
It is.
It ain't talking to you nicely.
You know, shit happens. Hey, listen, you know what I think? I think we need a part 2 of this. And we don't even have to change clothes.
Good, because I wouldn't change the clothes anyway. Shit, I ain't got enough clothes to keep on changing, acting like we shot this another day. They're going to get these same goddamn clothes.
Because it's the third time you don't wear that shirt. I'm not counting, but I just remembered.
Look, let me tell you something. Every time I wear it, I wash it.
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not.
It is. I try to make sure I wear a different outfit every time.
I'm not wearing a different outfit. I don't even have on the outfit. I got on this shirt and boxes.
Good for you.
I don't even have a whole lot.
Good for you. Go pantsless.
I am pantsless.
Okay, look at you living life. Live it more abundantly.
Lucky I ain't go commando.
We wouldn't know if you did, boo.
Right, exactly.
Hey, listen, this was actually, I think we talked about something today.
Oh, so we talked about some shit.
Hopefully it's enough to satisfy our 3 listeners.
I mean, if it's not enough, do we really give a fuck?
At first I thought that I would, but now I don't. This is purely entertainment for me at this point.
I never did. And, you know, I just do whatever you say so.
Oh, what a good friend.
Stop lying to people. I ain't no good friend. I stress you the fuck out.
You really do. Okay. Just being honest. I was just, you know.
We were just on the phone and I was just asking you about these 3 females that I'm dating.
And you stress them like you stress me. Okay. Let's pick this up.
Discussed.
Let's and I am discussing with you. Let's pick this up in 10 minutes.